An O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card is the perfect gift for that hard-to-buy-for person. Give the gift of convenience from O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Oh, O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Monday and Wednesday, Audrey talks business, and on Tuesday and Thursday, she talks about AI. Grab a pen and some paper so you can take notes. Now on with the show.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of my friends around the world. It's a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. Right now it's 49 degrees, going up to a high of 62. 62, y'all. In December, it's about to be January 1 on Wednesday, but it's 62 today. Hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. Look, I meant to come back and come on Christmas and day after, but you know what? I took a break. My granddaughter was here. My daughter was here. My family came over. I just had a really good Christmas weekend, and Christmas holiday. And I said, you know what, Audrey, relax for a second, because you deserve a break today. You remember that? You deserve a break today. You deserve a break today. So I took off Wednesday, y'all. I didn't come back. I said I was gonna come through and say Merry Christmas. So happy belated Merry Christmas. Hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. And we are just one more day and a wake up from a brand new year. Let me tell y'all something. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about so many things. I'm working on expanding Good Morning Gwinnett. I'm excited about that. I'm working on expanding Noise Media Network, which is a parent company for Good Morning Gwinnett. I had some hiccups during the pandemic and the years that followed, like the last 2 years with some things, I won't say they were bad decisions. They were decisions that I made business wise, and at the time they made sense. But then the pandemic had happened and killed that. So it put me in a bit of a pickle financially with the business, because I had to pick my life up off the ground after losing my mom, and I had to start all over from scratch because my business completely crashed during that time. I started Good Morning Gwinnett. I actually registered the business November 29th, 2019. And then I actually did my ribbon cut in February 2020. And then the world shut down March 2020, right? And then I lost my mother January 2021. So that's coming up. January 5th is when I lost her. And then I shut down till like 2022. So it's been a mess. My life has been in shambles since the beginning of 2020. Well, yeah, the beginning of 2020, and I've had to pick up and rebuild and all these things. And so, I did okay this year, but I have not I have not reached the pinnacles I plan to reach, as Drake could say. But I got big plans for 2020, 2025, and I can see them already unfolding right in front of my eyes, especially as it pertains to AI and business and all of that good stuff. I said to my husband yesterday, because he's been on vacation, which is nice, because he works a lot, so do I. So we kind of, that's why I didn't. So my daughter was here, my husband was on vacation, my granddaughter was here. Then the family came over for dinner, and we just had a great time. And so I just been enjoying his company, because we don't spend a lot of time together because he works a lot, and he works in pharmaceutical, and they work long hours because they're always making some drug, or they're trying to get a drug out the market or something. It's always something that keeps him away from home, long hours. And so when he's working, I'm working. So we work long hours together. By the time he gets home, and I'll stop when he come home most of the time, and then we just crash. So it was pretty nice Christmas holiday, but I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back. It's Monday. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I've been making my own songs, right? And so it is a struggle trying to figure out how to get a black female voice using Suno, right? And I was like, I gotta get this. I got the voice this morning. Not the first song you're gonna hear, but the second song. I was like, oh my God, I got the voice. And people have been trying to figure it out because nobody has figured it out. And I said, you know what? Let me sit here for a second. I've been in the office since 8:00, 8:30, and I've been fumbling around with Suno that long. That's why I was like a minute late this morning. But anyway, let's get on with the show. Today we're talking about, what kind of business we can start hearing this year coming up. What kind of unique business you can start that's under $500, right? Because this is a new year. People are making new plans. They want to start something. They want to create their own destiny. Listen, I love my life. It has been hectic for the last 3 years, but I love it. I don't have a complaint. I wish my mom was here to celebrate everything that I'm doing with me, but she's not. But I know she's looking down and smiling down on me. And but I love my life. And so and that's because I've been an entrepreneur for 27 years. And I'm in growth mode right now. I'm in restructuring mode, rebranding mode, all of those things. And it's because God gave me some visions and I ran with them. Today, I want to give you some ideas for some visions, and I want you to pick one. If you don't pick one from this list, go find some, but pick one and go all in on it. What I will tell you is, which is a bad thing for me and a lot of entrepreneurs, is that once you get bit by the entrepreneur bug, you want to do everything. You want to do all types of businesses, right? You want to do all at once. That's the problem. Not that you can't do them. Here's the thing: you can't do them all at once. So I have struggled with that. It's like having an addiction. I'm addicted to being an entrepreneur. I am. I love it. I love creating stuff. I'm a creator. That's what I am. I'm a creator because I love create. Let me say that. I am a creator because I love creating stuff. What I need on my team is an executor. I need the execution person to be on the team so as I create, they can execute. I'm the execution, I'm the market, I'm the customer service, I'm the creator, I'm the tech person, I'm the web designer, I'm all of those people. I'm really good with ideas and I come up with some really great ideas. And I said to myself, Lord have mercy, I know this will make $1 million, right? This is me all the time. Don't do that. This is why I'm sure I want you to do that. I want you to listen to this list of 5. Go out there and find you some other lists. Pick one and go all. That is a problem for most of us. Pick one, stay focused on the goal, and go all in on that one thing. I can tell you right now, I have one goal, right? I had to make it make sense for me because I had my mind doesn't think like that. So I had to make my one goal make sense for me. My one goal is to build a media empire. I had to make it make sense. I couldn't wrap my head around, and I've been trying to wrap my head around for 5 years, y'all, 6 years of how to just make Good Morning Gwinnett my mind just won't wrap around that, right? However, under Noise Media Network, which is my company, I changed the goal to make it a multimedia empire. That's what it is, right? So that gives me the opportunity to create all of the stuff I want to create, all of the podcasts, all of the video channels, because the goal is to make Noise Media Network a media empire. Now that was the original goal, but I was like, oh, I'm going to focus on Good Morning Gwinnett. Then I was like, I don't know. It got so bad, and I'm sharing this with you because I want you not to do this. It got so bad for me till I didn't know which business card to take out of the house because I had so many things going on. Because Noise Media Network is a parent company, but I had Good Morning Gwinnett. I got this podcast, this YouTube channel. It was driving me bananas. It was driving me insane. And I was like, I don't even know which business card to take out. So what I decided to do while I had some time to rest, I deserve a break today. During that time, I said, okay, Audrey, it has to make sense so you can wrap your brain. I'm telling y'all, I would try to wrap my brain around focusing on this one thing that just would not happen. And I tried, and I used to feel so bad. I used to feel like crazy, to be honest. Why can't I focus on just one thing? Like, do I need some medication? I'm sharing this with you because I don't want you to fall into this. And if you find yourself doing this, you have to make it make sense for you internally, because I was having internal fights with myself because I couldn't wrap my head around like one thing. Because I'm so creative when it comes to this computer. I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but when it comes to finding out and doing things on this computer, I am so creative. It's like the artist who paints, right? Or the person that creates, and I'll talk about creating songs in a minute, but I'm that person. And so it's hard for me to just sit there and say, okay, I'm going to focus on this. I can't do it. So, and I've tried. It's to the point where I started to feel bad. I started to feel like a failure, honestly, because I was not hitting like the $1 million marks that I set for myself, because I couldn't make myself focus on just one thing. It doesn't work for me. And it was starting to really bother me. And I'm being really honest because I'm going into the new year like a woman on fire, baby. And I want you to do the same thing, but I need you to understand some things about yourself. I had to get to the point where I understood that, Audrey, you are not a one lane thinker. You're not that person. and you're trying to put yourself in this box of being a one lane thinker because people have said be a one line thinker. I'm not that person at the core of who I am. I am a creator. I get excited about creating things. Like I created 2 songs this morning. The second song you're gonna hear, Dressed in a Smile, I'm like, I love both of the songs, but this song, I was like, oh my God, this is a nice song. And the reason it was nice was because I had to figure out how to make the voice work, right? Because I was getting voices, but all my voices sound like white women. Have nothing against white women, but I wanted an Afrocentric voice. I wanted an African American female voice, and I couldn't get it. So I went on YouTube where you can mostly find anything. I could not find anybody telling me how to do that without taking a song and putting it somewhere else. And I was like, no, I'm gonna figure this out this morning. And I figured it out. And I'm like so excited because now I have my voice, right? But that being said, I want you to think about the things I'm going to share with you today about starting a business. I want you, if you can, pick one because if you're like me and you don't know how to manage it, you will feel crazy. Let me say that again. If you are a multi-passionate entrepreneur creator like me and you don't know how to manage that and make it work for you, it's going to make you feel like you're crazy. It is. It's going to make you feel like something is wrong with you because you can't focus. And then people around you are going to think something is wrong with you because you can't focus. So I stopped talking to people about I had 2 ideas this morning laying in bed with my husband. I wanted to tell them so bad, but I just told them about one major one yesterday. All on the Noise Media Network. All of them fit right up on the Noise Media Network. And I said to him, I wanted to say, I just had a new idea. I couldn't tell him. I couldn't even share it with him because I said to myself, he's probably gonna think she is nuts because that's what it sounds like. And I know there are people who are saying, pick one thing, and I'm telling you to pick one thing if you can, right? If you're like me and you find that you can't pick one thing, you have to make it make sense. It can't be now. Everything I do is in the creative space. Podcasts, videos, magazines, books. It's all in that space. Everything I do, blogging, all video content, YouTube, all of that stuff is in my space. So I had to make it make sense and say, okay, instead of me trying to say I'm gonna build this one thing and I'm gonna focus, that's not gonna happen because after I get finished this show, I gotta go do a video for Bookpreneur and put it on YouTube. It's not, it's not gonna happen. I gotta do a newsletter. It's not gonna happen, right? And so trying to make that happen and drive myself bananas, it's just not gonna happen. And I had to make peace with that. So let me get on. Let's talk about what you can do this year coming up. You want to start some businesses, you want to do some side hustles. I wanted to talk about a couple of them that I thought were pretty cool. It's 5 of them. I'm going to probably cover 3 of them, and then the rest of them will be on the website. Because these things are so powerful, right? One of the things I wanted to talk about was a digital community news hub. Now, if you go to goodmorninggwinnett.com, I've been running that for 6 years. December the 18th made my 6th year running Good Morning Gwinnett. It started out on Weebly. I moved it over to WordPress. I started the podcast, all of these good things together. Love it. Love, love, love it. Right? That's my news site. Why is that important? Because um most local news is kind of like it's like for the whole county, right? So let's say, for instance, you say I want to start a newsletter about my town. Now there is a news hub. It doesn't have to be a newsletter. It could be just a news. It could be just like Good Morning Gwinnett, which is a news hub. But what I did was I decided to change mine. We have Gwinnett Daily Post here. They've been around for 100 years, and I didn't want to be doing the same kind of news that they were doing. What they don't do is what I do now. So I focus on business, technology, and money and local news, right? That made sense to me because for me, they're covering local news. They're covering football. They're covering sports. They're covering politics. I didn't want to cover it. It's definitely not politics. I'm politically out of politics. I just can't take it anymore. So I definitely didn't want to cover that. But a lot of our news cycles are filled with politics because it's always some shit going on in politics. So excuse my French, y'all, but just look at the news. I can't even watch my YouTube channel, which is a premium channel, so I don't have commercials, without something popping up in politics. I didn't want that on my website. I started out that way. It's depressing. I refused from day one to put out bad news. I refused. So I'm telling you that there is an opportunity, even if you're in Gwinnett County. I cover business, tech, I cover money and local news. Those are my things, right? And I send that out to the Gwinnetians and anybody around the world who want to read the information. for me, at first, it was like I was struggling because the name of the podcast and name of the website was Good Morning Gwinnett. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a morning. Everything has to be done. In my mind, it was like, and I struggle with this. And I'm sharing this, I'm sharing my struggles with you because I need you to understand this is gonna happen if you don't pay attention. I struggled with the word morning because I'm like, okay, how can I put out anything else when the show is called Good Morning Gwinnett? Like, I couldn't even figure out how to do that until probably a month and a half ago when I was like, okay, I could still say Good Morning Gwinnett, but I could be talking about business and AI and crypto and money and personal finances on that website. On this show, I'm talking about business and tech, business and AI. I already know that. My audience is Gwinnett County and all my friends around the world. I say that at every opening. I had to make that make sense for me. It took me 6 years for that to make sense. So if you're thinking about starting a digital news hub, let's talk about it for a second. Wherever you are, you can it's called hyperlocal news. If you live in your let's say your town is called Spotsville, Alabama. I don't know, I just made that up. Well, let's say Huntsville, Alabama. Let's say you live in Huntsville, Alabama. Shout out to my girl over in town over in Huntsville. Huntsville, Alabama, right? There's probably some news that happens in Huntsville that nobody's talking about. It may be black news, it may be Hispanic news, it may be farming news, it may be Nassau news. It's probably some news in Huntsville that nobody's talking about. Why? Because the main media is talking about everything. But if you niche down for your community, there's a newsletter called Naptown. This guy makes about $300,000 from his newsletter. I'm like, what? It is a newsletter about Annapolis, Maryland. That's it. Annapolis is a city inside of Maryland. It's not a county, it is a city. He makes about $300,000 in that. And I said, my Lord, my Lord. But here's the thing, he's a man about town. So you gotta, if you're gonna create something about your town and it's not something you can do from behind a computer, you're gonna have to go out in the community and get around. Now, that being said, people get to know who you are. You become like a local celebrity if that's your dream to be a local celebrity. You become that person. Good Morning Gwinnett has been a catalyst for me creating really great relationships with people here in Gwinnett County. Because I started out interviewing these people, and so now they know who I am. When you say Good Morning Gwinnett, people know it's Audrey. People, I have had people come to me up on the streets like, "Hey, you Good Morning Gwinnett, right?" I've never seen them. I'm like, "Yeah, right." I was in a meeting one day, and this guy came up to me. He said, "I love your show." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Never seen him a day in my life. I was in the park one day, and the guy goes, "Hey, I listened to your show." And he worked for the sheriff office. It was hilarious. I was like, "Thank you." So people will get to know you in your local community because of this community news hub that you're building. Does it have to be news? It doesn't have to be news. You can spotlight all the business owners in your community. You can spotlight just the farming industry in your community. Here's the thing. All you got to say to yourself is, I want to start this news hub. It's about XYZ in my community. It's called a hyperlocal news platform, right? If you're going to start a newsletter, the newsletter is about this thing. Naptown is just about, and I give you another one. There's one called, I think it's called Salt Lake, and it's it only focused on Salt Lake City. That's it. That's all. Salt Lake City is it. There are a lot of not a lot. There are some hyperlocal newsletters and online platforms. It's not a lot of them, honestly. Which is interesting because I feel like this is the way you get real honest news if it's local. Like if you're out there and then you're an honest person. Let me say that. Let me throw that caveat in there. You need to be an honest person putting out good news for your community. Because let me just say this. Not everybody is honest putting out news. I'm just listen, there's a lot of fake shit out there going on. You don't know what's real anymore. And honestly, with the way things are going, we won't know what's real. AI is so freaking powerful right now. You can put a avatar there that looks just like you and it's talking and saying you didn't even say. Yeah, I'm bleeping out a lot of stuff this morning because I got a lot to say. But think about what you want to do. If I'm telling you, I'm probably going to start a small, because it needs to be small, newsletter. Small. I'm going to niche it all the way down. It's going to be hyper local. I'm going to niche it all the way down, and I just got to pick the platform that I want to niche it down to. I'm kind of thinking about food. I'm just kind of thinking about food. Why? Because we like to eat. My daughter, and it may be a joint venture I do with my daughter because she's creating something that I think is just absolutely phenomenal. She loves to cook. She didn't get that from my mama because she don't like to cook. But anyway, think about that. Now, how you gonna monetize that? Well, you can spotlight local businesses and put them in your newsletter. That's how I think his name is Ryan. That's how Ryan makes his money. People advertise in the newsletter. Dentists advertise. Doctors advertise. They advertise in his newsletter. You got people. Like, I had a newsletter that I kind of let go defunct because I couldn't find the passion to keep it going. That's another thing. Really, really dig deep before you start something. You got to make sure. Good Morning Gwinnett wakes me up every day to do. God wakes me up to do this show every morning, right? To get on here and write something on my website every day, right? Not every day because I didn't do it Thursday and Friday. I mean, I didn't do it Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday because I was in holiday mode. But for the most part, I'm up here creating content. And I feel guilty not doing? I sure did. I felt guilty. But I'm up here every day, pretty much every day, doing content for the platform that I love, right? You got to be just as passionate about whatever it is you pick. If you're going to go to local news or local media path, you got to know that you got to get out in the local community. That's something I'm horrible at. But I plan on changing that with my hyper local media piece I'm going to start, right? I plan on changing it. It's not gonna be because I'm terrible about making things too big. Don't make it big, make it manageable. Let me say that part again. Don't make it big, make it manageable. If you know you can only put out one episode, one newsletter, one blog a week, that's what you do. Just be consistent about doing it every week. Now, there's some great tools out there, some wonderful tools that will automatically blog on your behalf. I saw this guy do one yesterday, and I was like, man, I need that tool for money, for personal finances. I'm gonna find it too. When I find it, I'll share with you. And it's a WordPress plugin. Now, that's another thing. If you're going to start a blog or a online news site, you should be on WordPress. There's a bunch of pretty sites out there that you can just whip up, and they're really nice and all that stuff. But WordPress is pretty much the big daddy of that space. And when I realized is when I looked at Huffington Post, and Huffington Post is built on top of WordPress. And I was like, heck, if Huffington Post is built on WordPress, I need to be on WordPress. Huffington Post was like my first idea about Good Morning Gwinnett. Like, I read the book by her and Huffington, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna build my own Huffington Post right here in Gwinnett County. Different. I'm gonna do it. It's just a little bit different. You need to find a website that you can manage. If you don't know how to do WordPress, go take a WordPress class. It's not hard, but you're probably going to need to take a class because there's a little bit of a learning curve. If you don't know it all, hire a web manager. I happen to know how to do that, so I don't have to do that part. I can do my stuff myself. If you don't know how to do that, hire a web manager. If you're going to start a news platform like a website, like a blog site, I would tell anybody, if you're going to do this, start a newsletter. You can go to Beehive, which is going to cost you. It's free to get started. Then as you ramp up your subscribers, the price go up to like $39. As you go, I think like 1,000, it goes up to $59 a month. But you can go to Substack, which is what my new newsletter is going to be. It's going to be on Substack, and that's free. And they help get you information out to the public. So, pick a platform that you can manage. You might say, Audrey, I want to start a hyper-local podcast. Hint, hint, Good Morning Gwinnett. I'm the #1 hyper-local podcast in the state of Georgia. #1. Right. So you can do that. Now, that's probably the easiest thing I do, this podcast. Because I get up, I get on this microphone, and I talk my talk. Right? So think about that. Digital News Hub is idea #1. All right, I feel like I've been talking a lot because I probably have. I'm going to go to my first AI song. Listen, I made this song this morning. This was a good one, but my second song that I'm going to close out with, I'm excited about that one. I'll be right back after this song to bring you more to bring you more ideas about starting a new business in 2021. Stay tuned. 2025. Oh, Lord, I'm taking us back to 2025. Stay tuned.
Woke up to a brand new day. No more blues, I'm on my way. Coffee hot, I'm feeling fine. Ready to shine, it's my time. Alarm clock ringing, here we go. Let's go. Fashion fresh, I'm in the flow. Bus stop waves, I'm on the scene. Glowing bright, you know what I mean. Hooray, it's Monday, let's begin. Start this week with a big win. Hooray, it's Monday, feel the beat. Move your body on repeat. Hooray,
Oh, yes, it's Monday. Hooray, it's Monday. Yes, yes. Some people hate Monday. Some people hate Monday because they hate their jobs. I happen to like Mondays. I used to be when the weekend would come around. I couldn't wait for Monday because I'm a workaholic, and that's not a great thing, but I am because I love what I do. So I would take the weekends off, kind of reluctantly a little bit, and then I couldn't wait for Monday because I know I can get back in the swing of things. But anyway, that's my song. So listen. So that song right there, right? Every time I make a song, the voice is pretty much always the same, like that voice. Not that I have a problem with it, but I was like, I need a more kind of soulful kind of voice. So my next song, which I'm gonna play before the end of the show, I was like, I need to prompt this right to get the voice I want. I'm so excited about this voice because I think I finally figured it out. I got to tweak it a little bit more, but I think I finally figured it out. Just in case you're wondering and listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show, I'm your host Audrey Bell Kearney. Today we're talking about 5 unique business ideas you can start this year online. This year online, yes, this year. Okay, my next one is a virtual event planner. Now, I'm terrible at events. But if you're not and you like to plan events, this could help you out a lot. If you know that there are events that you're hosting and people want to be there but they can't, you can become that virtual person and set up a hybrid event with an in-person event. Now, I have been a part of conferences that have been hybrid conferences where I was like, I'm not coming where you are. As a matter of fact, someone just invited me to be a part of their conference in Paris. Now, part of me would love to go to Paris, but I'm not going anywhere right now because I feel like, and it's in, I think it's in March. I got the Gala in March for the Gwinnett Women's Chamber, so I don't have time. I'm going to Florida. So I don't have time for a lot of stuff. My answer was I can't come. So they was like, well, can you do virtual? And I was thinking about doing virtual, but I'm just not one of those people who feel like I need to pay to talk like I'm gonna pay you to give away my wisdom. I'm not. I don't really like that model. And I know people do it all the time because it's great exposure. And they look at it as a marketing tool, but um, what am I getting out the deal? I've spoken at conferences before, and well, I speak at conferences all the time, and I don't have to pay. So the lady she keep bothering me. She not bothering, but she keeps asking me, are you coming? Are you coming? Are you going to do it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I have never paid to speak at a conference, and I know people do that. It's called pay to play. I've never had to pay to play, and I'm very uncomfortable doing that. So I'm just not interested in doing that. And I've spoken at lots of conferences. People have paid me to come and speak at conferences. They have taken me on cruises to speak at conferences. I'm not in this space where I feel like I need to pay to play. If I do, then I will. I'm not there. Plus, I'm just not there. Anyway, but that is going to be a hybrid event. Like they're going to be physically in Paris, and she wanted me to speak virtually on the platform, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But I don't know if I want to. I don't know how that works if you're in that space, right? Because I did God, what was it called? It was called Black Tech Symposium. Not was it last year? I think it was year before last. I was a panel on the Black Tech Symposium, and the way that was set up, the people were in Philadelphia. I'm here in Georgia, and I was on something called Hop In. And so when it was time for me to get on stage, I hopped in on stage virtually. Pretty cool. Now there are people who would probably love to do conferences virtually, just that they don't know how to do it. So even if you didn't want to do the hybrid side, you want to do the virtual side, you can be a virtual planner for people who have no clue about how to use a computer. Because trust me, trying to do virtual, because I did hop in with them, it was a little bit technical, right? You got to know how to line things up on the computer. And there are some people, I don't care how much technology courses there are, they're just not tech savvy at all. They may want to do a virtual conference. So this is an opportunity for you to be a virtual event planner and put your services out there, because you got some really great people out there who got a lot to share, and they got a great community of people that will be happy to get on platforms with them. They just don't know how to set that thing up, and they are just not that. They can answer their emails, they can go on Facebook and scroll, check out TikTok. But when it comes to sitting there and trying to set up a hop in and make the hop in connect with StreamYard, make sure the RTMP code is also connected. Oh girl, oh guy, that is not gonna happen. So now you asking them to do way, way, way too much above their pay grade. This is where you come in. This is a great opportunity for you. And people have gotten used to doing virtual events. So this is a great way for you to do it. But I would tap into the people who are not tech savvy. Trust me, you can go out there and do some kind of research and find out who's not tech savvy and say, hey, I'm a virtual event planner, and I see that you have a huge community of people, and I see that you've never thrown an event before. I would love to be work with you to plan your first virtual event. I'll take care of everything. My company does everything. All you need to do is show up. Do you know how many people? Listen, I co-host, and I don't even co-host anymore. I just produce a show for someone who's very near and dear to my heart. I've been doing it almost 2 years, and she says, I just want to show up, and that's what she does, right? And so there are people who want to do virtual conferences. All they want to do is all them in the panels that they put together want to do is tell me what time to show up. When I did the one for Hop In, and I've done, let me see, probably done probably 10 virtual conferences where I was a speaker. All I had to do was show up. Somebody handled all the logistics, virtual logistics. That's kind of cool, right? Somebody handled all the virtual logistics of the conference. All I had to do is, what time am I supposed to be there? They told me send over a headshot, send over a bio. I think one time I had to create a video that played before I went. I think recently I had to create a video before I went on, so they played the video first, and then I just popped up virtually, which I thought that was a really cool thing to do. Uh, because I had never seen that. But that's where you come in. You manage everything, all the logistics, all of the post events analytics, everybody registering, everybody getting their links so they know in their time to show up. And all that person has to do is be presented as the founder of that event, and you are live. I may even do a virtual event in 2025. I didn't even think about that. That may be a good idea. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I know how to do them, because I had to learn. So, but you may be saying, okay, this sounds like something I can do. I can become a virtual event planner. Now, let me say this: because it's virtual does not mean it's going to be easy, because you still have to manage the panels. You still have to manage people dropping out. You still have to manage trying to fill in that spot, because people have paid their money to come see this person and they dropped out. It's easy for people to drop out when they are virtual. It's also easier for people to say yes when they're virtual. You still have to manage all of those things. So even though it's virtual, you got to make sure that the tech is set up properly, that the people got the right kind of microphones, that they need to turn the cameras horizontally, not vertically. They can't be moving around. They need to be in a quiet room. The dog can't be barking. The kids can't be coming in. All of this stuff. They need to have the right microphone. Don't talk to the camera mic, because the camera mics are terrible. Definitely don't talk to the microphone and the camera on your computer, because they're worse. All of these little tiny logistics that you may not think that you need to say, they need to be in a checklist. And every person that's on that panel need to get that checklist. Do you know how many times people have showed up to an interview and I'm talking to them and I should have said, turn your camera horizontally. They're sitting up there with the camera vertically. And in my mind, I'm thinking, do you not see my camera is like horizontal? Make it make sense. So you got this vertical image on this horizontal screen. It looks crazy. That's not what you want. If people got to do PowerPoints, you need to be able to find out, hey, do you know how to work your PowerPoint? Do I need to upload it for you? Do I need to manage it for you? Still the same logistics. Not bad, but understand that even though it's online, it does not mean you don't have to do the work. All right. This next one is called, the next one I want to talk about is online course creator. Now, this to me is a good one. One that I have not really taken full advantage of, and that's a me thing and my fault kind of thing, because I like doing live. As a matter of fact, I'm doing this show live right now, and starting Wednesday, Spreaker, who's my hosted company, is killing live. So my shows will be pre-recorded and released at 10 a.m. I'm not happy about that, but I got something planned because I like going live. So I got a plan so I can go live. Keep going live. I like doing live. Live gives me a lot of energy. But online course creator, I've done this, and I have a course sitting over on Gumroad. And people have been telling me for years, Audrey, won't you just record it and put it on demand? It's evergreen and people can just buy it. And I was like, no, I like doing live. Here's a problem with courses that you do live. You can't scale those lives. You can have so many people on a platform at one time. Let's say, for instance, you say, okay, I'm going to use Zoom. I'm only going to pay for the 300 people. What if 315 want to come on? Now you got to up the package. And you can scale that thing all the way up to like thousands, right? But you got to make sure that you got the money to do that, and that's fine. But after that 1,000 is done, what happens? Do you do another course? This is my problem, and this is where I failed myself. Nobody else has failed me. I failed myself because I like live. However, in 2025, everything I do live will be recorded and put on demand for later viewing and later purchases. Course creation, because people want to learn and they like micro learning, right? They don't want a whole lot of, this is why YouTube is so popular. I watch long form videos on YouTube all the time, but if I can get to if I can get to the solution to my problem in 17 minutes, I'm gonna go with 17 minutes all day long. I have gone to Udemy, and I've seen classes pretty much the very same. But one class is like 4 hours, and one class is like an hour and hour and a half. I'm like, okay, it's pretty much saying the same thing. Why is this one 4 hours and why is this one an hour and a half? Well, the one that's 4 hours probably got a lot more stuff in it, right? That I don't need. I want the 1.5 hours that'll give me the nitty gritty to what I need and what I want. That's what I want. So I'm gonna take that one all day long because I'm short on time. So for you, when you think about that, I like doing webinars and putting them on sale. Like I would do an hour webinar, 45-minute webinar, 30-minute webinar. And this is my plan for 2025. I can get up there and do a webinar on just about anything. I'm going to put it for sale. It's going to be in a directory. It's going to be on a platform where people can go and take it as they need. I'm going to set up a whole academy with all the stuff that's in my head. I'm going to dump it out. They're going to be in webinar format and people can go in there. They can pay $97 and take the class whenever they want to. That's what I'm doing. I've done that with, I think, a podcast class. I can't remember what class I did, but I did a class and it's sitting over on Gumroad. I don't even remember, but it's for sale. And it comes with like a workbook or something I create. All of the stuff that goes with it. I'm gonna do more of that in 2021, 2025. I keep saying 2021. Maybe I need to play that in the lottery today. I'm gonna do more of that in 2025 because I realize I can scale that quicker. You got expertise that you can sell, right? If you know you're not the person that's going, and here's the thing, I can do a 45-minute course, right? Do some pauses in between, send it to an editor or edit it myself and say, chop this up into little short segments and put it on Teachable. I've seen people do that. Like they have a PowerPoint and you got 2 slides that's about this, and then you got 2 more slides that's about something else. They got 2 more slides about something else. That's easily to be chopped up into little segments, and you title them and you put them in this training. Listen, I'm not trying to recreate the wheel. I'm trying to do I told y'all earlier, I have to make it make sense in my head so I can do it. When I sat down and thought about creating like 5-minute segments here, I was like, that's not gonna work. And that used to be one of my problems. One, I love going live, but two, it's like, okay, I gotta sit here and segment this. It's not. I gotta stop and start. No, I don't have to do that. I have to make it make sense so I can make it happen. If it doesn't make sense for me, I'm not going to make it happen. It's going to be stuck right where it is. You have to make it make sense for you. You have expertise in something. I don't care what you say. You have expertise in something. Either it was a solution or it's a problem. Whatever the case may be, you got some expertise. Listen, if you used to cut your toenails one way and you found out if you cut it another way, it cuts better. Somebody said, oh, you know what? I got the same kind of toenails. You think I'm kidding. I'm not kidding, y'all. I'm not kidding. If you go out there and search right now, do a Google search, how to cut toenails correctly. You know what? I'm going to do the search right now and tell you. Because y'all think I'm playing. People want information. I'm about to do a search on how to cut toenails correctly. I'm going to tell you how many searches come up. How to cut. And I know somebody said, Audrey, what is wrong? I had a lot of time to rest. Look, how to cut toenails properly. Let's see how many times that came up. How many people searched for that? Okay, how to cut toenails properly. What is the search number for that? That is literally a search term. Thousands of people. 423,000 searches for how to cut toenails correctly. Do you see what I'm saying? Now you think that's nothing, right? But if you are a podiatrist who knows how to cut toenails properly, who knows how to cut toenails properly for people with diabetes, who know how to cut whatever the case, for people who got embedded toenails, for people who got hard toenails, people who got real soft toenails. You see what I'm saying? If you are a podiatrist or not, you are an expert in something. And I just made that up. I just 423,000 searches on how to cut toenails correctly. Yes, people want to know because their toes hurt. And they hurt. My toenails are horrible. I said to my daughter, you think a person with a feet fetish will want to see my feet? If they like ugly feet. Not my feet are not ugly. My toenails are horrible. I don't know. My brother and I, my mom, we had the worst toenails. The kids didn't get them, but my oldest nephew kind of got it. I don't even know what it is. But anyway, I digress. You see what I'm saying? You have an expertise in something that you can sell. You can start a whole blog, a newsletter just on toenails. Just come up with 52 topics. I tell people the simplest way to do anything, your podcast, your newsletter, your blog, is 52 topics. 52 problems you're going to solve. Guess what that does? That gives you one thing to do every week. Let me tell y'all something. That's not me though, because I have a lot of content. I have about 300 articles. Let me see. Just on business. Let me see. Business and AI. Just on business and AI on one page, right? Then I got another, and I'm going through my pages here. I got another, let me see, 72, another 104 just on AI by itself, right? I got another, I'm just trying to tell you. So this is what I do. I have 50, I got 75 just on book market and book market, book industry, right? I have about 300 just on money and personal finances. All you gotta do is pick 52. You ain't gotta be crazy like me. Pick 52 and write and talk about those 52. That's all you gotta do. That's it. So if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. All right. Courses are a good way to make money. A lot of people have made a lot of money. I'm late to the game when it comes to that because I was like, I don't want to do all that. It's too many steps I gotta take. I like simple. Now that I realize I can take my 45-minute webinar and cut it into little pieces and I put it out there or just set a whole webinar as is. Like it's a whole webinar. The webinar is $97, 45 minutes. I could do that too without cutting a thing. And people who want the information about the information, you just got to make sure that the information you're putting out as a course solves a problem that people have. People want to start a podcast. They take an in-person class with me. I don't even have to do that anymore. I'm going to and I think that's what I did. I think I either did a news. I can't remember what the training was because I haven't promoted. And that's a me thing. It's nobody else. I put it on Gumroad and it's sitting there. I don't remember what I did it on. I don't know. Was it starting a book, starting a magazine? I don't know what it was. It was some course it was a webinar that I did that's for sale. I'm going to do more of those this year. I'm going to do one a month or two, maybe two a month because I have so much stuff to share. And I'm gonna put it out for sale on a platform like Teachable or some other platform. So let's do a recap. One, start a digital news site, digital news hub, community news, local news, hyper local podcast. That's what you want to do. Um, Virtual event planner. There are people out there right now who really want to probably do an event who don't have a clue how to do a virtual event. They don't even know how to get the Zoom to work. I'm trying to tell you, I'm not playing. This is for real. They don't even know how to get Zoom to work. So that's where you come in. Online course creator. I have a lot of, let me tell you something. I can tell you how to start a doll business. Why? Because I was a doll entrepreneur for 6 years. God gave me an idea for a doll. I know how to do that. I can tell you how to write a book. Now I can tell you how to write a book with AI. I can tell you how to put the book on Amazon. I can tell you how to put the book on Instagram, Ingram Sparks. I can tell you how to put the book on Alexa. I can tell you how to put the book on Spotify. I can tell you how to put the book on Google Books. That's classes right there by itself. Like those are classes by themselves, right? And that's just in that space, right? I can tell you how to launch a women's chamber. I can tell you how to create trivia cards for your book. I can tell you how to set up an Amazon Fire TV channel so your stuff will be on Amazon Fire TV. I can tell you how to. I can tell you how to start a podcast. There are so many things that I can teach. A newsletter like this. I've been doing newsletters since 1994, when they were just paper. How to start a digital magazine, how to start a print magazine. I've coached people on how to start magazines. I've coached people on how to write books, how to start podcasts, how to start companies. Heck, I'm the president of a chamber that I started. You have expertise that you can sell. Put it in a course and sell it evergreen and promote the heck out of that. And if you can focus on just that one thing, you probably be a millionaire quicker than me. I got monkey brain. My monkey brain won't shut up. All right, there are two more, but you can check them out on the website. One is called AI Marketing Assistant. The other is called Subscription Box for Artisans. I think that's a really good one. The whole blueprint is going to Good Morning Gwinnett website. It'll be live in about 10 minutes. So, yeah, check that out. I want to share those two. Is five. Those three is five of them. But I want you to go to the website and check out the rest of them. And it talks about the money breakdown, how much it costs to start them, platforms and things like that. Because I try to put comprehensive stuff on the website because it's too much to talk about on the show. And then that way you can go there and you can see like the kind of like the blueprint for getting started in each one of those. And I'm gonna keep doing that because I feel like as I move forward down my path, I can't talk as much as I want to, but I can always put something on the website, talk about something else, and that works out well for the person that's listening and the person that likes to read. All right. All right. I'm going to my last song called Dressed in a Smile. This is the one that I like all my songs, but I like this one because I think I got the voice right finally. Now I got to figure out how to duplicate that same voice over and over again for all of my songs. All right. I'll be back after this to give you my words of inspiration for the day, so stay tuned.
Light up the night. Da, 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 da. Woke up to sunlight, peeking through the blinds, loving the reflection, staring in my eyes. No makeup, no filters, feeling kinda wild. Stepping out the door, dressed in a smile. Neighbor said hello, asked me how I've been. Told them I'm just glowing, gotta shine within. Every day a journey, every mile a trial. Yet here I am today, dressed in a smile. Oh, I'm dressed in a smile. Nothing can bring me down. Walking with the light, heart don't need a crown. Blossoming like flowers, feeling so worthwhile. Gonna face the world, dressed in a smile. Met my girls for coffee, talked about our dreams. Through all the ups and downs, we're still a winning team. Shared a little laughter, lingered for a while. Each of us so lovely, dressed in a smile. Life's too short for worrying, let go of the strife. Got a pocket full of joy, savoring this life. Every little moment, making it high style. Rocking day and night, dressed in a smile. Oh, I'm dressed in a smile. Nothing can bring me down. Walking with the light, heart don't need a crown. Blossoming like flowers, feeling so worthwhile. Gonna face the world, dressed in a smile. Light up the night, da 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 da.
back. Welcome back. I think I finally got the voice nailed down. I love that voice. Like that voice for me. But let me tell you something. That's just me sitting here saying, okay, Audrey, think about what you're saying. And I kept thinking, I kept putting in the same thing and I kept getting like the same kind of voice. And I'm not, the voices are nice. I love all the songs, but I was like, I need this other kind of voice, like the voice that I hear in my head. And I think that's it. So I'm probably gonna have to tweak it a little bit, but gotta do it. I'm excited about that because I got big plans for the music too, baby. I got big plans for it all. All right, listen, I gotta go, but before I go, I want to give you my words of inspiration for today. Here you go. If you want to fly, you have to give up what weighs you down. Ooh, ooh. Hold on one more time because somebody missed it. If you want to fly, you have to give up what weighs you down. Roy T. Bennett said that, and he was right. Listen, if you want to fly, you have got to give up what weighs you down. Because here's the thing: nobody, not even a bird, not even an eagle, can fly if something is weighing them down. Put an anchor on an eagle and see can he fly. Know why? Because something is weighing him down. He's meant to fly, but because he has something weighing him down, he can't make a move. That's you. Something is holding you down right now. And if you're trying to fly, you got to release the weight. You got to release it, let it go so you can move on and take flight. You have to, because time is not waiting for us. It's moving fast. It's moving swiftly. And if you are not careful, you will be left behind in the dust in your face. I don't want you to have dust in your face. I want you to come on and fly with me. We're going to fly above the dust. Ooh, I feel like I'm in a real mood today. That's that rest I got. We're going to fly above the dust, baby. We're going to stand on top of the mountain and watch the dust storm take place. We don't want to be a part of that. We want to sit on top of the mountain and watch. Because here's the thing. We've been trying to tell people, come on, get your wings, let's go. And they're still down there playing on the ground. That's not you. Not this year. Not 2025. Get rid of the weight and let's soar together. All right. That's all I got for you today. You could have been anywhere in the world. Spent the last 53 minutes with me. I wish somebody go back and get all my episodes and take all my words of inspiration out. It's a lot of them. It's over 1,000. Anyway, I'm glad you stuck around for 53 minutes. I appreciate you and love you for that. If you miss any episodes of the show, be sure to go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past episodes there. Also, be sure to connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Good Morning Gwinnett. Do me a favor. This year, Good Morning Gwinnett needs to get to 1,000 subscribers on that YouTube channel. I'm going for it, and I need your help. Please go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to it's at Good Morning Gwinnett. That's me. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. God willing. You guys stay safe out there. And until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney. If you missed an episode, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com for past episodes and local news. Do us a favor and click the link in the description to support the show for just $5.99 a month and share it with a friend.